Hey, what up everyone? I'm Cinny Cool and this is Gems of 4. And today I have 5 teams actually for you for a Court of Foxes faction event. A high, a mid, a low, a deathless 500, and a pure faction 500. Both dead on screen on 500 so you can see that it works and everything and it's not just like a theory or something. Or some old team that, things are different these days. Different troops, different heroic gems, etc. So here's the first team. I did not want to do Stellaryx. Sometimes I just don't feel it, I don't want to be showing you Stellaryx every time. You can use, anytime you can, use Stellaryx. Stellaryx triple Takshaka, Stellaryx triple Cafru, Stellaryx whatever, Essentia. There's all kinds of Stellaryx teams you can use all the time pretty much. So instead of showing you that, which this time I think it would be Stellaryx triple Takshaka, I went with just triple Takshaka, just to show you that you don't need Stellaryx to, like let's say you have triple Takshaka but you don't have Stellaryx yet, which a bunch of people could be in that boat. Well, you could still use triple Takshaka. Takshaka is really good. Like you can't use triple Cafru, it's different, but Takshaka is a different story. You can use Takshaka. It's a good troop that actually has a good spell and a good third trait. So went with the Takshaka Jar of Eyes, Takshaka. I have Archer class going for a green storm for the start of the fight pretty much. Plus, Takshaka puts up green and blue. So we're kind of switching between a green storm into a blue storm to try to loop the best that we can here. So Takshaka's throwing up all those elemental gems on the board at the start of every turn. 3 of them because there's 3 Takshakas. And then, you could just get up Takshaka using just Takshaka. But we have the Jar of Eyes just in case. It makes a blue storm, which is even better because everything on our team uses blue. So I'd rather loop on blue if possible. So I do cast that Jar of Eyes if I have it. And then it's a summon. It's a summon. In case you lose your first Takshaka, you can summon in an All-Seeing Eyes troop with the Jar of Eyes. And All-Seeing Eyes troops are not that bad. So should be really good to get you the whole way through and not slow or anything. True damage to multiple enemies, looping. So yeah, you can do triple Takshaka. You could use the wand if you want. I just went with Jar of Eyes to make the blue storm and to have a summon. Alright, here's the mid-level team. Super obvious. So wanted to make like a, one that wasn't so obvious. And then here's the super obvious one. One thing to talk about though here is you don't always put like your Stellaryx in first slot or your wand in first slot. We were talking about this in the stream yesterday. Depends whether or not you have potions, right? So if you're in the Underspire and you have 0 potions, sometimes it's better to put like an explodey weapon, some mana generating troop in front of Stellaryx, or Tesla in this example. But since we do have potions, we have a explode potion. So might as well let Tesla take all the red and blue. If we put the wand ahead of Tesla, it's going to take all the red and blue. If we put one Tesla in front of the wand, when that explode potion happens, it's going to take all the blue and red. It's already being 50% started. It's already enchanted. A lot of the times, the Tesla is just going to get up, or you can just swipe a red or a blue, get her up, cast her. You don't need the wand. So if you put wand in first slot, you're kind of making everything a little bit slower some of the time. And if you put Tesla in first slot, it's pretty much always faster. Just to, do an experiment. You don't always have to believe people, Do an experiment. Go see how many turns something takes. Change it back and forth. Like put Tesla in first slot, see how many turns it takes. And then put the wand in first slot and see how many turns it takes. If you don't always have to just believe a person. You can go test it. And I'm always trying to tell you the best things possible when I test stuff. Alright, so we got, for the low-level team, we have Osha's Tome, triple Balder. It was between that or Gargoyles. What's the restriction here? It's like green and red. So you could use Rowan. If you have Miraji Queen, that would be good. You could do Leprechaun, Miraji Queen, Rowan, and like a weapon like Golden Cog or Shield of Erskaya. But I went with triple Balder because I feel like we kind of rotate these low-level teams. But if you've been paying attention, you'll notice that the low-level teams, when it's red or I don't know, these low-level teams for factions, basically, you're going to rotate between Balder, Rowan, Gargoyles. That covers brown, red, blue, green, a lot of colors. So, if you have, with purple, you would do like Black Manacles, Triple Wall of Tentacles, or Wall of Bones, and then whatever the other color is, yellow. Yellow is like Triple Finesse, there's something for everything pretty much. But Triple Boulder is just fun. and works and is loopy, a loopy Skull team. Like, it doesn't get much more fun than a loopy Skull team. The only thing that's even close is probably like instant kills or like one-shotting all the time, or like Skulls are always fun, and then the loopy Skulls that you can just keep casting over and over and over and fill the whole board up with Skulls. Like, tell me something that's more fun than that, especially when it works the way that Baldur does and you really can't lose. So yeah, you need a blue weapon. Just make sure you have a blue weapon. Make sure you do Titan class, and then I did double blue, yellow, minus brown. You can screw up the Baldur team by not using a blue weapon, by not using Titan class. So make sure you do those two things for sure. All right, here's the Deathless team on 500. I almost went with CT Zul'Goth, but I just don't like that. I just don't like it. I feel like this is safer and better. Centurigon, I've come around to Centurigon. That's how I am. I don't know. When something's getting a bunch of hoopla and I think it's a little bit overrated, I tend to avoid it and go with other things that I think are underrated and better. But I come around to Centurigon. It's really good for Deathless in the factions with Zul'Goth when you can't use High King Iron Gut. So like in this situation where we have green and red and you can't use High King Iron Gut, Centurigon would be great. It's definitely better than using CT or something with Zul'Goth. So we got Essence of Evil, Centurigon, Zul'Goth, Leprechaun. You can't lose for real. Like, Essence of Evil is going to tie everything up. The Centurigon's going to give Zul'Goth mana, and Zul'Goth's going to instant kill, throw a bunch of skulls up there, so then Centurigon can turn those skulls back into mana. So I kind of do, weapon, like maybe shoot Essence of Evil on their last slot, and then hopefully that gets up Zul'Goth. You cast Zul'Goth, you put a bunch of skulls on the board, you get an instant kill. You change all the skulls with Centurigon, it gets Zul'Goth up again, you instant kill, you just rinse and repeat. It's pretty nice. And they're all tied up from the Essence of Evil, so they can't hit you back or backfire the skulls. Alright, so, and you saw I got it done here on video. Alright, so this is the Pure faction. Now, you'd think it would be really easy, but it kind of depends what your second fight is, because I got kind of wrecked on my second fight, but I still pulled off the victory. So I want to show you this team, because I don't know if anybody out there is showing you this team, but this is what worked for me, and I think it's the safest way to go, where you'll get it done on your first try. No matter what map you get, no matter what second fight you get, no matter what happens, no matter if you lose a couple troops, lose 3 troops even, like, you can still get it done with this team right here. I think this is the way to go. We got Phantom Fox at first slot, just to be a little buffer / different mana. It's using blue. It's exploding the board. It can get stuff up. We don't want to be just relying on, like, enchant and explode potions at the start of the fight, because 3 Foxfire Kings are not going to kill the enemy team this deep. So you're going to need some mana generation after all of that wears off, after you cast your first 3. Or maybe you lose troops and you still got the first Phantom Fox, and you have some mana generation still. So it's blowing up the entire board, getting up the Phantom, or the Foxfire King. They're all similar names, sorry. But, the main damage dealer is the Foxfire King. I was going to put this in 2 times, but I guess I'm not. But yeah, just restart. Phantom Fox, first slot. Mana generator, blowing up the whole board. Then you go Foxfire King, and then the new troop is what I was going with, because it has a summon, and that's the whole reason. It has a summon, and it uses brown. So it can get up. You can save it if you want, just in case you lose a troop, and then cast it. You bring in a Shadow Fox, which Shadow Fox isn't that bad. It's decent. It can convert yellow to Skull. It can convert yellow to blue Spirit Gems. It worked for me. I lost two of my... I think I lost all of my Foxfire Kings. So it's not like you're just going to be able to sit there and cast Foxfire King over and over and over and over and over and win, like a Gob Truffle or a Queen Beatrix or something. Like, it didn't work that way for me anyway. I got Glaceon in my second fight. He casted. He wrecked like two of my troops, and I was down to just 1 Foxfire King. So it was cool to be able to then summon back in Shadow Foxes, which are decent. They're not bad. So you're going to choose that first option on the, is the name like Court Herald or something like that? Yeah, it's Court Herald. So I just like them there as a safety valve, a good summon, using brown, so you can match brown. The enemy team has them too, so it's pretty annoying. It's way more annoying than it used to be. So somebody could tell you to use like a bunch of Foxfire Kings, but they weren't doing this faction event when Court Herald existed, and when Demonic Portal Gems were there. So it's way more annoying right now. So the battles are going to be longer, more annoying. You're going to lose troops, so you're going to need a summon. So I'm feeling like just instead of doing 3 Foxfire Kings or 4 Foxfire Kings, throw a Court Herald on the bottom of your team just in case. Because you see me here, I did it. I have it done. I'm a high-level player that's been playing for a very long time. I have high stats. My horde level's on like 177, and still, I would have lost if I didn't have the Court Herald there. So, yeah, if you want to make sure you get it done on your first try, no matter what that second fight is, try this team. Do Phantom Fox, Foxfire King, Court Herald. So, Phantom Fox to get everybody up. The Foxfire King to kill everything. Make sure you do the true damage to all spell. Unless there's one enemy left, I guess. There's a time and a place for the second spell, but it's very rarely. You want to use the first spell of the Foxfire King like 90% of the time. Same with the Court Herald. You're going to use the first spell, the one that summons, 90% of the time. The second one, I used the second one like once. Same with the Foxfire King. I might have used a second spell like once. So it's a very specific situation. With the Court Herald, you would have to have a full team, and the enemy would have to have... Yeah, you'd have to have a full team, and the enemy has, like, 1 troop left. That's when you would use the second spell with Court Herald. With the Foxfire King, you would use the second spell when they only have 1 left, because it would hit harder. It would, you know, you want to use the one that hits all enemies, because that's way more damage if you add it up. It's like 400-something damage instead of just 100-something. So make sure you're hitting all enemies using that first spell. But yeah, there's really not too much to say other than that. Just make sure you have alignment with your Shadow Fox, because you're probably going to end up with the Shadow Fox. I think I'm going to put this on 2 times for real. Sorry, these pure 500 fights just take forever, and I don't want to bore you to death with it taking so long. When I can explain to you, if you're listening to like what I'm saying, then it'll help you more than watching it on the screen, because the exact same thing isn't going to happen to you. You're not going to get the exact same second fight. You might not lose as many troops as I lost. You might be able to keep a Foxfire King while I didn't. But yeah, the whole thing here in the last fight was me trying to make sure to just keep like stay alive, like keep summoning, keep bringing in Shadow Foxes. That was the whole goal. Once I pretty much only had Court Herald left. I think I had Court Herald standing there by itself for 1 second, and then I summoned in a Shadow Fox. But yeah, those Shadow Foxes are going to save you and make it to where you can get this done in 1 try. I did have Horde level 177. I don't know if that's completely necessary, but I'm just letting you know what I had it on. And that was before the Demonic Portal Gems and Court Herald and all that stuff. You see, like, over there... Well, I guess Court Herald isn't a new troop, so never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. We've always had Court Herald. But, yeah, I don't know why I was saying that. We only have 4 Court of Fox's troops, so how would we have a new troop? So scratch anything I said about it being new. But the Demonic Portal Gem is making stuff harder, so that was right. But anyway, that's what I recommend, a Court Herald to make sure you have a summon, just in case. But Foxfire King is going to do most of the work, and the Phantom Fox will be your mana generator. Live stream coming soon, right after this video. Like, share, subscribe, consider joining it. It helps a lot. Tell your guild about the channel, comment below, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.